Yeah, they really should just be, like, pooping in the water.
Well, you want to poop in a certain area so it doesn't wash back up where you're just going to walk around. So they still picked a spot. That's why it's like, why did they were just like, oh, I'll just poop where I stand instead of going to, like, that area? Like, because
they're, like,
gross.
Because they're disgusting children, that's why.
They're pig children.
They are pig children. The only one that's not a pig child is Piggy.
That's right.
And I guess Simon.
Maybe Ralph.
And sort of Ralph. The rest of them,
pig children.
Straight up pig children. It's a pig child, Jerry! God, speaking of pig children, I am Kevin.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Shelf Life. We're back!
We're back.
With part 2 of Lord of the Flies by William Golding. We are covering the second half of the book, Lord of the Flies, chapters 7 through 12, and we will, at the end of the episode, determine whether or not the subject at hand belongs on your shelf. So, Rachel, let's get right back into it, shall we?
I think we shall.
All right, chapter 7, what's it called?
Shadows and Tall Trees.
Yeah, this is, look, the first half of the book has a lot of boys talking in a circle.
Yes.
The second half of the book, those
Violence.
first couple of chapters, has and descriptions of the island. Yes, of course. And the second half of the book has a lot. What did you say?
Violence.
I thought you said description of the island. Oh, violence.
I literally said the word violence.
I thought you said descriptions of the island. I thought you were like islands, a lot of islands in it. So I was like, yes, they are on an island. That's true. That is true. Yes.
Anyways, go on.
This part is a lot of walking around.
It is, yeah.
This middle section is just a lot of fucking walking around. A lot of this chapter is them walking around. We left off in chapter 6. They were on the way to the mountain to see if the beast really existed. They got sidetracked at Castle Rock, where they watched some Seinfeld DVDs. And then they finally left and decided to go toward the mountain. So and Stephen King novels. And now they finally were like, well, I suppose we should go check up that mountain before we lose sunlight. I suppose. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Every time.
So they're heading toward the mountain. A lot of internal monologue from Ralph here, lamenting how terrible they all are, how undisciplined they all are.
Ralph is frustrated as hell.
He's so frustrated. I really feel like he should have just told Piggy, let's not blow the conch. In fact, why don't you just go over there? And I don't want to talk to you. And he would have just isolated himself in that lagoon for a while. Half of the little ones wouldn't have even found them. They would have just died of dysentery or whatever.
Died of something.
The choir probably would have found Castle Rock themselves and just hung out there without any water source or anything.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. So a lot of lamenting, and thinking like we're never going to get out of here. Like Simon at some point tells him, and I think it's supposed to be that foreshadowing / is Simon some sort of soothsayer? Because doesn't he say like, you're going to get out of here? And he like puts the emphasis on the
you'll get back to where you came from.
Yeah, like he knows he's going to die. He's like, you're going to get back. You'll be fine, Ralph. You're going to go back there and you're going to have another Christmas where you get a Red Ryder BB gun, all sorts of stuff. Start calling you Ralphie. Ironically, Ralphie looks more like Piggy.
That's true. That's very true. But because he's like, it's so big, all the same. You'll get back all right. I think so anyway. And that's when he's like, what, you got a ship in your pocket? Simon, though, just like stays silent and like laughs. And then Ralph just goes, you're batty.
You're so batty.
And he goes, no, I'm not. I just think you'll get back all right. And that's it.
Yeah, so Simon, of course, trying to
I think being
just
very optimistic help him stay positive and hopeful, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is, more so than anything.
Well, that's, I think, just the Simon character. He's just got a bit he's more optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think he knows that, like, this is clearly going to go south, but he's got to keep... I think he's
concerned it will. But he wants to make sure hope still exists here.
He wants to make sure that there's some hope with the people that he thinks are genuine.
Right.
So he's trying to keep Ralph's spirit up, I think.
Yeah. because the next thing is that Jack is just like, hey, look, he found like poop in a pig run.
Yes.
And he's like, we should hunt because we need meat. And Ralph is like, if we're going the right direction, then I guess we can hunt, but we have to keep going the right direction.
Jack wants meat. So Jack wants meat. I wrote down, Rachel. Simon's got a ship in his pocket. Jack wants meat. We know where this is going.
It's all very gay.
They're stuck on... Ralph's probably naked. He's always naked.
They're all naked. Covered in paint and naked.
I wrote down, Ralph should have just proposed that they say they killed it. That's all that should have happened here. Ralph should have said, we're going to go back and we're going to tell
them that the beast is dead.
It.
The beast is dead. It's out to sea.
It fell off the cliff
and into the water, and it can never come back.
Yeah, let's just tell them we killed it. How come they didn't think about doing that?
Because he thinks there is something there, and he wants to find whatever that something is that they saw. Yeah, I think he. I
don't know if he's convinced about it.
I don't
he's trying
think
to convince them that it isn't there. But I think that the Biggins were smart enough to know. Let's just tell the Litlins there's nothing there.
Because I don't know if I don't think he is convinced himself that there is nothing there. I think he wants there to be nothing. But he has this concern that there is something, so he's like, I can't lie about it. Like, what if I lie about it and then kids start getting picked off and eaten?
Killed by fucking giant rattler snakes. They're being killed by chaswalses.
Oh my god.
So Jack
this is where it talks about the books on the bed. It does talk about the books that he likes to read.
Okay, yeah, because we learn about the cottage that Ralph lived at when he was in the normal world.
But he wouldn't read the girl books, because he's a little boy.
He's a boy. Boys don't read girl books.
Girls
Boys
read
have
everything.
Boy books, girls have girl books.
Girls read everything.
They say that's true, including smut. Very popular.
Yes.
I tell you what, Rachel, if you think that girls won't read Lord of the Flies, just have some more homoeroticism in it, and
no, these are little boys.
They will read it.
These are little boys. That's is
true.
Gross. That is a big no.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? You're kind of right. Romance.
No.
Some romance.
Maybe a little, but no. Bromance, maybe.
There's plenty of bromance.
Exactly.
There's too much bromance. So he reminisces about the old days.
I don't know if any of the books matter, because it's just like, he's like, oh, the boys' book of trains and ships and mammoth book for boys, and like, he's just mentioning random books. I don't think any of them matter, really.
The
Egyptian things and digging stuff up and Topsy and Mopsy.
And spelling bees. And the Deathly Hallows.
Anyways, I'm sorry, go on.
The full anthropic works of the important lineages in the Seven Kingdoms. All of it's there. Anyway, so he goes... Rachel's giving me dirty looks throughout this whole recording. Jack finds poop. He finds some pig scat. And he's like, guys, hell with the beast. We could kill a pig.
Yep, of course, he's back on to the I need meat, we need pig, I need to be man.
Is the me be man? Me be man now, kill pig. Kill me, kill me, pig, kill good.
Honestly, yep, that's to me, that's how Jack is. That is Jack to me. 100%.
A thought.
Uh-huh.
How much meat do they need? Are they leaving pig meat to rot like Oregon Trail killing the buffalo?
I don't know what they're doing.
Like how much?
I don't know how big
these
pigs are.
I feel like they're smaller, but like the big pigs, like the boars, are like those boars are
they're big.
Are big.
They're huge. Yeah.
How many boys are there? Because I mean, obviously, a boy can ravenously go through a pig. It's the speech from Snatch. I believe that a pig could go through a mane about a pound every 6 minutes, which means that you're going to need at least 12 little disgusting shit children to eat a pig in about 15 minutes. They'll eat the bones, they'll eat the teeth, they'll eat the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Never trust a man with a private island filled with little boys.
Well, I would never trust a man with an island of boys anyways, but that's another thing. Anyways.
They're eating a lot of pig.
Well, they're not
or
eating
they're
any
leaving
pig.
it to waste.
They ate one pig, and they're gonna get another pig. I do
They
not
should be making
think...
pig skins.
I don't think they're getting, like... They haven't gotten, like, any other pigs.
No, they've gotten the one pig.
The total pigs in this book, besides Piggy, is 3.
Yes.
That is it.
Correct.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just don't know how long. I'm just asking how long does this meat lasting? Like, is it a big feast?
I mean, it
Does
depends
last
on
a
what they're
couple of
doing with
days?
it, but I don't think they're really doing anything with it.
It's not like you can preserve it. You should
Well,
be
that's
putting
my
it, in
my
the salt
point.
water or something
Yeah, they should be
and
getting
preserve it.
if they can get the salt, they could rub the salt onto the meat and like try to preserve it more. They could make jerky out of it. Making jerky out of it would be like the best choice for them to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they don't. They're little boys. They know what the hell they're doing with it.
They're
So they
just
probably
stupid.
are wasting meat. They are probably like being bad to the environment and like, you know, the animals. They're not like using the whole thing. It's awful.
They decide that they're gonna go hunt the pigs while they're on the way to the mountain.
Yeah,
'Cause they're
Ralph
like,
is
well, we'll
pissed
kill-
because he's like, you know, as long as it's on the way, then we can hunt. But it's got to be
Yes.
on the way.
It's got to be on the way. So Jack leads. Ralph is afraid of actually going against the grain here because I think he feels like he's
'cause now
losing
he's-
some
yeah.
control. So he feels like he
He's
has
the minority
to.
now standing here. He doesn't have Piggy and the others to be on his side.
A chase happens. Ralph gets caught up in the hunt.
Of course.
He starts to feel the exhilaration of the hunt, Rachel, the pure adrenaline rush that he gets of trying to hunt down the boar, which I understand, and I understand that is obviously a thematic thing where it's like Ralph tries to keep his society composure as much as humanly possible, and then loses it a bit when he like actually joins in on the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
He understands why Jack likes doing it,
Right.
but at the same time, his whole point is like, if we can get everything together, then you can hunt. You work before play. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy.
That worked way
There
too
you
well. I'll play and no work. Make Jack evil.
Ralph throws a spear at the pig because
the
it like,
nose,
is rushing
right on
towards
the
him.
snout.
He hits him on the snout, but it bounces off because these spears are just wood. They're not like that great of a tool here. They haven't sharpened them up perfectly or anything. Ralph's all proud of it, and he gets like a hunting
like,
knife. He's
hung
like, oh
there
fuck
for a
yeah, I
minute."
fucking hit it.
Oh man.
But
Did you see it? Did you see me? I hit it.
Yeah,
I hit it.
Oh, I hit the pool right in the nose. I did.
That's exciting though, and he wants them to be proud of him that he actually did something.
Yeah, I understand. One time, way back in the day, at work, we went like shooting. Mm-hmm. I don't remember why we did this, but we did. So like I was using somebody's like rifle, and they had the clay pigeons.
Yeah.
And then they like did the thing where they like let it off.
Yeah.
And so it was like moving, and I like shot it, and I hit it while it was in the
that's
air, and I was like,
cool.
"Holy shit!" And like, so
They all
like,
go, yeah!
I understand. I
Well,
understand.
it takes precision. You know, you're aiming at something that takes some skill.
Yeah. It's fun. Whenever you can
exciting.
do something that's physically or mentally, but like in this case physically because, you know, the hunting is a physical thing where like
Right.
you feel like you made some sort of achievement
progress,
physically that you
yeah.
did not expect to do. You're like, "Whoa, I actually did something."
Yeah, absolutely.
Jack admonishes Ralph because he didn't grab the pig.
Well, of course he does, because he's like,
"What did you want me to do? You wanted me to tackle the fucking pig?"
Right.
I think he's actually trying to gain some control back because Ralph actually like kind of stood up to the pig. He didn't
No,
back
he didn't
away.
move. No, he hit it. Like he actually hit it first try, you know? So I feel like Jack's jealous again of Ralph and
Yeah,
how he
he's
reacted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this is they
He didn't
killed the pig,
jump out of the way. He didn't run. He didn't say I can't hit him. He hit him.
He tried. Yeah, pig gets away, but they're all kind of like celebrating about it. They think that it was like fun and stuff like that. They decide, this is bizarre. I guess this is something little kids would do. I mean, this is clearly like that. All right, they're all losing their fucking minds. They get in this like.
Let's do
circle.
it again. Like it's
Yeah,
not let's
they
chase
acted
down
out.
the pig. They acted out with Robert
with
pretending
Robert,
to be the pig. Yeah.
Yes. and then they're like pretending to like hit him and stuff, and then
But
accidentally...
they don't actually start, like, they stop pretending and start actually hitting him.
And then they start
he's, like,
actually hitting him.
Yeah, and he's like yelling,
it.
and he's like, "Stop! You're actually hurting me."
Jack brandishes the knife as they chant, "Cut the pig."
Kill him! Kill him! Kill the pig! Cut its throat! Kill the pig! Bash him in!
Am I out of line to say that there's internal monologue of Ralph thinking about killing too, like something or along that line? He's like thinking about the act of killing.
It's this paragraph here that I think is what you're talking about. Ralph too was fighting to get near, to get a handful of that brown, vulnerable flesh. The desire to squeeze and hurt was overmastering.
Yeah, very strange. I mean, it's
getting
the thin
caught up
line.
in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All about mob mentality and stuff there, obviously, where like Ralph would never think that, but because he's like in the middle of the frenzy here.
Yeah.
So Robert's getting beaten and they like nearly beat him to death, and then Robert, is like crawling away and everything and trying to like get out of there. And then they like all kind of like realize what they were doing and like stop.
Yeah, because they were like, "That was a good game," and Ralph was like,
"Yes,
yeah, just
Jack says it was
a game."
Yeah, and Ralph is like, "It's a."
Like, you got to remember that. Hold on a second, because you could get really hurt in a game too.
Yeah, it's. God damn it, these fucking kids. This is why I don't like kids, because they're not even like except 90% of kids. This is their mentality. Everything's a game. Even after people get hurt.
Yeah.
Except for your kids, dear listener. I'm sure they're... Yours are the exception.
I hope so.
These fucking kids being like, "Oh yeah, we just beat the shit out of them, but it was just a game." Yeah, Jack just being like, "That was a good game." What a fucking
good
psycho.
Game. Let's beat the shit out of the next person. Who wants to be the pig next, guys?
I do think that he tries to hit this next point with like they're escalating. But I think it's clearly a joke. Maybe he's testing the waters like certain politicians. But when Jack says like, because Robert's like, maybe next time do it with a real pig. Jack's like, maybe next time we'll just do it with a Litlin. And then like they all laugh.
Yes.
Now you're supposed to think like Jack has the capacity to kill a Litlin because of that. Because he's like, brandishing the knife around like, "Oh yeah, we'll just beat the shit out of a Litlin." But he's clearly doing it in a very tongue-in-cheek way.
I would hope so. Roger's probably like, "Yes, that will be the next."
Yes, we will kill a Litlin.
I will get you to kill a Litlin, and I will eat him. Like, that's what it feels like. I would not be surprised if they went to cannibalism at some point.
Yeah, it would have gone there for sure. Ralph is uneasy about all of this. Okay, so it's starting to get dark outside. The sun is starting to go down, and they realize like, well, why don't we do this? I think Ralph might be like, why don't we do this in the morning when we can fucking see what we're looking at here before we climb the mountain? And of course, Jack's like, "Oh, you little bitch boy. You little piss boy. You pissy pants there, Ralph. You ain't wearing none."
Okay, so Ralph wanted to go back. Jack is the one who says, like, "You don't have piggy specs to even turn the fire back on." But Ralph is like, but we need to see if it's clear. We need to see if we can just go back up there to turn the fire back on, even if we have to go back in the morning. That's fine.
Yeah.
But let's just go make sure.
And they don't want to turn around.
Right, because they're just like, "Well, maybe we should just get back to Piggy since he's with the little ones and all of that kind of stuff."
Why don't you go back to Piggy? Why don't you go back to your husband, Piggy? I swear that Jack is like, "Oh, you little chicken shit, Ralph, you aren't gonna climb the mountain?" And Ralph has to Marty McFly himself and be like, "Nobody calls me chicken." Simon, though, is like, "You know what? I'll go back." Because Ralph's
they
like,
said, like, somebody needs to go tell Piggy what's going on so he doesn't think we're all dead.
Piggy. Yeah, and we can't leave him there at night alone with all the Litlins.
Right.
Like, that's not fair. So Simon's like, "I'll go back. I'll hang out with Piggy."
Because I think even Bill was just like they have to go in the forest by themselves, and Simon's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go."
Yeah, I do it literally every night.
So
I can't
shut up.
Being
you guys are really annoying me at this point. Yeah, and this is when I think it's like Jack is just like, "Well, there's the mountain. Don't you want to go up it?" And it's like, what is your problem? This guy flip-flops constantly.
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
Well, because he is a pussy.
He really is.
He's a little shit heel who only is going to do something.
Can't stand him.
He's gonna egg people on because he knows like they're not gonna do it, and then if they like call them out and they're like, "Okay, I'll do it," then he like, his balls shrivel up.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "I guess I have to now." So Ralph needs to seem strong here. I'm not sure this is the spark notes say Ralph needs to seem strong. No, I get that. I don't know if it's as explicitly as everyone's takeaway here is that Ralph needs to seem strong by going with.
I think
but
he does
that
this
you
all
can
the time. He's
implicitly think of
constantly
that.
trying to show that he's strong for everybody.
It's not as explicit as I was saying. I was being facetious and being like, "Oh, you pissed your pants there, Ralph." But I think that it is like underlining that like Ralph has to make the irrational decision of going up the mountain at night instead because he has to prove to these disgusting shit children that he can.
It's definitely read between the lines because like Jack is like, what would you rather go back to Piggy?
No, why don't you go back to Piggy?
You don't want to go up the mountain now? He's like taunting him. Mm-hmm. And then at this point, Ralph goes, "Why do you hate me?" He just explicitly
just flat out
says
asks.
it. And everybody just kind of like gets quiet and awkward.
Everyone's ass like clenches. There's never a resolution to that, is there?
No, I don't think there is.
I wish that there would have been something more. Like obviously there's a reason that there's
Jack's
not more.
Jack's not gonna say anything.
No.
Absolutely not. Because he finally called him out on the thing that's like the problem. It's like he doesn't hate you; he's jealous of you. Because then, like, of course, now they start climbing again, and for some reason, Jack decides to continue this bullshit because he's just like, "Oh, of course, if you're frightened, of course."
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
And
this
he's
is
just
when they
like,
have this
"And who went
match.
first?" And this is when Ralph is like, "And who went first on Castle Rock?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, I went
they have
too."
This like dick measuring contest.
Yeah, and it's just
about
like
which
this
one
is ridiculous.
Better. I think that without Simon or Piggy there too, Ralph just feels outnumbered. So he's like, okay, I guess I have to have this dick contest.
Right. And then they try to bring Sam and Eric into it. And they're just like, how about we can go back and talk to Piggy. We'll go tell Piggy what's going on. They're like,
Sam and Eric don't want anything to do with anything.
We don't want to climb the mountain right now. And like Robert and Bill don't want to deal with it. So the only ones who are going to end up going up the mountain are Jack and Ralph.
And then Roger comes too.
Of course he does.
Ralph thinks if there's a beast, how are we going to fucking fight it? Like, what if?
Yeah, we're being fools. This is like stupid.
There really is a beast.
Right.
It's nighttime. We can't see. There's no fire, and we have no weaponry. Like, why are we doing this? But he keeps going because he has to prove that he's strong enough to do it to this fucking group of morons.
Right. But and he's like he never says that he's not scared. He never says that it's like this is like because he's like, oh, we're being stupid. This is like foolish. And I don't know what windy means, but my assumption is that means like, are you like scared? Are you second guessing this? So it's we're being fools. Out of the darkness came the answer. Windy? ? Irritably, Ralph shook himself. This was all Jack's fault. Course I am, but we're still being fools.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound kind of like, do you regret it? Because I remember first, when I read it, I was like, windy, and I was thinking he like very literally meant like, could it just be the wind? But I think you're right. I think that makes more sense.
I think that's got to be what it means. But I mean, of course, like it's like, yeah, of course I am. I'm thinking things through. I'm trying to think these things through. I'm not going to tell you I'm not scared because of course I'm scared. It makes sense to be scared. It's okay to be scared and second guess something as stupid as this. But Jack doesn't think that's okay.
Jack is the definition of toxic masculinity. He is the definition of a strong man and like the idea that you have to just kind of, portray yourself a certain way.
Right.
So they're up on the mountain. Jack claims to have seen something. Ralph goes to look. Jack hesitates about it.
He claims, but he's like shivering. He's like actually showing physical signs of being scared.
I guess so. My interpretation most of the time is that Jack does not really believe that there is a beast, and he's just using it. But
see, I think
guess you're right.
I think it's the opposite. I think Jack thinks there is a beast and is afraid of finding it.
They creep toward this figure. Jack is in the back because, like you said, Rachel, he pisses his pants.
Yeah,
and
totally
then they see it, and then they like get scared, and then they like run off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the 7th chapter, is them seeing the beast at the top of the mountain. So there is something there. I mean, it would be scary. Like, we know this mountain. We've been on the top of this mountain all the time, and now there's something there. Like, how the hell did something get up here?
Exactly. Because he says it's like a great ape was sitting asleep with its head between its knees. And then it moved.
So now they've got to go back down and they've got to tell the group about it. And of course...
Gift for the
so that-
Darkness, Chapter 8.
Gift for the Darkness, Chapter 8. So it's the next morning. At least Ralph has now told Piggy what happened. And the chapter just starts with Piggy being like, "Are you sure?" Like, he just does not believe this at all.
It looked like Mark Twain!
Are you sure wasn't Mark Twain up there? Jack and Ralph insist that there was a beast, which, like, Piggy, I guess, has to be like, okay, well, if
Ralph is
says he
saying
saw
it, yeah.
I still don't really believe it, but, like, I gotta go along with this now because, like, what am I gonna do? Jack, Rachel,
Yeah.
takes the conch and he blows into it pretty shittily, but he does blow into it to assemble a meeting, which shows that now he is in control. Ralph has lost control of the camp. Jack has it because he brings together the group.
And it's because Ralph was being rude to Jack. Because, like, Jack was like, "What about my hunters? We could kill it. We could fight it." And Ralph is like, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Boys with sticks are going to fight this thing.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Jack calls Ralph a coward.
This is the mutiny.
Says that he should not be chief, that they shouldn't have made him chief. He should be removed. And then he's like, "I want to call for a vote." And of course, because all of these kids they do have respect for Ralph, and they don't want to go against him, nobody says they're going to go with Jack. And then Jack just, well, fuck you guys. I'm going to go on the other side of the island, and I'm going to make my own camp, and then going home. So Eric Cartmans himself out of there because he's a little bitch boy.
Yep.
And he cries and he goes away. And you know what? Fuck you, Jack Merridew, you piece of shit. I hope that you die on the other side of the island.
Too bad he didn't.
I'm not going to feel bad for you. You're a dick.
Too bad he didn't die, honestly.
I don't care if you're 12 years old, you're a little asshole. By 12 years old, I know if you're going to be an asshole.
Yeah, you'll be an asshole for the rest of your life. That's it. There it is.
You can change.
I don't
You can
believe
get
it.
better, but you shouldn't. You have to learn that you aren't. Here's the thing, folks. If you see a child that is an asshole, let them know they're an asshole, and to get better. We have too many people out there that were never told that they were a dick.
You're being
That's
a
a problem. You need to be told to fucking knock it off. That's what had to happen with all these fucking kids.
bunch of
Dickheads.
twats.
They are twats. Thank you, Rachel. So anyway, so he leaves to go on his own. I don't want to play anymore with you.
Yeah,
He still thinks it's a game. He doesn't
thinks this
understand.
whole thing
These
is a
kids are
game.
all so goddamn flippant about the fact that they're on a fucking deserted island.
I just don't understand that. Like, does he really think it's just a fucking game? Like,
I don't know.
Does he really? Is he that traumatized? Is he that out of his mind that he doesn't realize that this is actually real and this is actually happening and like people are hurt
It seems
and
like
dying?
it. Yes, it seems like he truly thinks like this is a game. It's like it's bizarre how just big how much like they truly and obviously Golding is doing that on purpose.
Oh sure.
So I mean that's all the writer's intention, but it's still kind of like, what is wrong with you? Like,
Right.
How can you not like Ralph and Piggy are like trying to hammer home the point.
Yes.
And then none of them get it.
We can do without Jack Merridew.
Does Piggy say that?
Yep.
And,
Of course he does, because he doesn't want him
Piggy's
there.
fucking thrilled that Jack has decided to
It's
go
like,
away.
fucking finally.
Yeah,
good.
Piggy's like, thank
Good
God.
riddance.
It is time.
But now we really got a beast. Though I can't hardly believe it.
No, we can't believe it, but
But I don't think he's
suppose
talking
we
about
have
the
a
one on the
beast.
hill.
Oh, I like that, Rachel. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because he does say like, well, now we really have a beast. I mean, it works both ways, right? Like
I
he
think
has
it
to
does,
believe
yeah.
that the beast is there, but
He was
he's
talking about people earlier.
Jack.
He was talking about people earlier and saying that they could be the beasts. Just saying. I like the interpretation of that.
Piggy suggests that they make a new fire. If they can't go up to the top of the mountain, that they just have to do it on the beach. And it won't be as high, but they can still
But at
have a
least there's
fire.
still
It should
smoke.
still make smoke.
Good enough.
Simon thinks to himself that he wants to see this beast himself and climb to the top of the mountain. So that's like just something to keep in mind. And Simon, of course, wanders off because he's fucking Simon.
He likes to wander.
Wandering off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I read in one of these things, and we'll get to his vision in a little bit, but I read in one of these things that he has like epilepsy or some kind of, he has some
like
issue,
a neurological issue.
Yeah, and that's why he faints a lot.
I could see that.
So he's trying to hide that from the boys,
like
and
when
not
he
let
feels
them know,
like a
even though the
fit coming
choir
on.
would know. Yeah, and that's
well,
why
like
he
the
wanders
choir,
off.
but the choir's just like, he just faints all the time. So they don't really know what's going on with him either.
Yeah,
He doesn't let anybody know.
the other boys are too afraid to go up there though, and Ralph basically becomes just depressed. Piggy though is like, let's just start a new fire. Ralph is like, all right, I guess that's a good idea. Ralph is just depressed that he feels like he's failed.
Right, because now he feels like, well, now we're not all together as we should be.
So they set to work and they start to do some stuff, and Piggy's fucking thrilled. He's having a great time. He's happy that they're able to actually get some work done for once. However, they realize that a lot of the biggins have snuck away, probably to go to Jack. And that's going to be a problem because a lot of the work that needs to be done by people that are older than 6. So you're going to have a problem.
Very true. But I mean, they've been doing the work on their own anyways this entire time, so what's the difference?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's Piggy's point. He's like, who cares if they left? Like, they weren't doing us any good anyway.
At least we can just continue to try to get off the damn island.
Yeah. I think that's part of Ralph's whole society thing, though, is that, like, you know, it's like how Piggy's always like, what are the grown-ups gonna think if we are found and half of this tribe is gone, and I have to be like, yeah, they mutinied.
I don't know, they're somewhere over there. Yeah.
Simon is exploring in the woods. He's dehydrated.
Yeah, that's literally that entire part is just, all right, Simon's wandering
it's like
and
pages
he's
of him
dehydrated.
wandering around the woods. Yeah, and he's clearly dehydrated. It goes on for a while. Jack has assembled his hunters. He derides the conch system. The fascist bastard sucks to the conch. So he's like, we're going to go hunting. We're going to have a feast. He's going to give like a gift to all of them on the island, and then they'll realize that he should be chief and that they should all join them. This hunt,
Oh,
Rachel.
boy. All right.
Okay. Let me say this.
Because it's going to be...
I recall, obviously, the events that will happen in the next few chapters when it comes to Peggy and when it comes to Simon. I didn't remember this part of the book, probably because it's very descriptive and not literally spelled out for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and I was a teenager reading it, this is disturbing. This might be the most disturbing part of the book.
Anything with Roger is disturbing. Just going to throw that out there.
They find a sow with piglets who are in the meadow that Simon likes to go to. She's nursing them. She's nursing the piglets. They creep up on the pig, and they throw spears at it, and the piglets flee. So they hunt down the sow. It takes forever. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of description of them hunting the sow. It takes like all day as they hunt her down. It's slowly bleeding out. She runs back into the meadow. Maybe it was a different open field that she was in, and she runs into the meadow. That might be how it works. Or she runs back to the meadow. I can't remember.
They were like in a little open field, and then she runs into that meadow that Simon likes. Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, by the way, as far as we know, there are no predators on this island for the pigs. So they're not used to being like having to like be on guard or anything.
Right.
They attack. And then I had to go back a couple of times and make sure that I understood what was happening. Because the way that Golding describes it at first, you think that Roger just takes a spear and pierces the pig. Mm-hmm. And then Jack takes his knife out and slits the pig's throat, and blood gets everywhere, all over his face, and he's in a state of crazy weirdo bliss. But when you read it, the rest of the biggins, the rest of the hunters, first the pig is like squealing and like in like terrible like
screaming.
agony because of what Roger did, and it's like, well, it got stabbed or whatever. But when you read it back, you realize what he did.
Mm-hmm. And then he actually admits it later.
Yeah.
He yells it.
The other hunters are laughing about what he did. He stuck the spear up the pig's ass and sodomized it.
Mm-hmm.
And that freaked the pig out, which allowed Jack to cut its throat. That whole sequence is ultra violent.
It's disgusting. It's horrible.
And it's on many levels, right? Because it's the sexual abuse of the pig,
right?
Which sounds funny to say, but it's a way more violent way to hunt an animal than is necessary.
Absolutely,
and it's sadistic,
absolutely disgusting,
and shows the sadist aspect of Roger and the boys for laughing at it and thinking that it's funny. They have no respect for the animal that they're hunting down. None of them do.
Absolutely not.
Not even Jack, who like thinks that it's like a big trophy. He has no respect for it either.
Mm-mm.
They have no respect for the sanctity of like how hunting works or the life of it. Because even if Golding is like, oh, savages, natives, whatever, they hunt down animals. Most of the time, you hunt down an animal not necessarily for sport. You hunt it down for survival. Hunting down a sow that is nursing piglets
that's not
is
okay.
a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
You want those piglets to grow up to be pigs.
Right.
So why would you kill the
make
mother?
more pigs so that you can continue to have
a stupid fucking idea.
Ugh.
And obviously what they do to this pig is barbaric and insane.
And like what you were saying before too is they probably aren't even going to use the whole thing. So they really have zero respect for survival hunting and the animals that they are hunting to use like everything.
And some of that is them being dumb kids.
Sure.
But some of it is just these are terrible people.
Yes.
This is when they are awful.
Mm-hmm.
And Golding would say that this is everybody if you're pushed to that edge, but these people are fucking crazy. They're assholes. And you could make this into an analogy for a million things, but the whole way that they go about this is completely unnecessary. And they do waste a bunch of the pig, Rachel, because the next thing Jack does is he guts the thing open and just starts throwing guts out.
Yep.
Cuts the head off somehow. That I feel like would take a lot of work.
Probably.
To cut a pig's head off.
I would assume that's gotta take a while.
How sharp is this knife that he has on him?
Maybe he keeps it sharp. I don't know.
They put the pig's head on a stick and stick it in the ground. He uses the mythology of the beast as a way to control the boys by making it into a godlike figure, by saying that this is going to be a sacrifice or an offering to the beast, making them more native and more savage by renouncing their Christian god and
I guess,
going with the beast. Sort of.
No, I guess.
So Rachel, that's the great hunt that happens. I was
disgusted.
Because, very disgusted. So that they all run away out of the meadow, leaving behind, I guess, pig guts and the bloody head on the stick. Now I have the next thing happening in my book notes is Simon stumbling upon the pig head, but I don't
even think he stumbles.
Later.
I think he's No, it doesn't. It happens right now.
Okay.
I think he watched part of it because it says that he stayed where he was, concealed by the leaves. So was he hiding?
I don't know. They don't
Did
really
he wake
make
up?
It seem like
Did he
knew.
like come out of his stupor?
Oh, maybe he was having a thing. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like he just kind of goes back to that area to see, or to meditate or whatever he likes to do over there. That's kind of what I was thinking anyway.
But I think he heard it's a gift for the beast part. And the only reason I'm saying that is because there is a paragraph that says a gift for the beast, might not the beast come for it. The head, he thought, appeared to agree with him.
Oh, okay.
So I think he at least heard that
Or
part.
he knew that, yeah. Or he knew what they were up to. But yeah, he probably more so heard that. Okay, so he was there. Or he was around. So Simon stumbles upon the pig head. There's flies everywhere on it. The head seems to talk to him in his head. I was like, does this happen because of dehydration? Is he a prophet? How is this working?
I think it's the dehydration, the heat, like he's getting like a heat stroke or something even. Like he's struggling right now. And if he does have a neurological issue, then it could be part of that too.
This is where people have like that Christ figure for Simon. I don't think it works. I mean, I do think that it is a devil, a beast talking to a man story, if you want to go with that part of the Jesus thing. But the whole thing does not make a Jesus allegory.
I think it's just,
have you heard that it's the Freud part of it, where Jack is the id, Ralph is the ego, and Piggy is the super ego?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So they're parts of a person's psyche.
There's a lot to say about Simon and finding the pig here and finding the beast. The beast starts talking to him, and like you said, Rachel, those lines that he has. In the meantime, like while he's having the conversation with the pig,
said the head silently.
Yes. Go back, child. You're a foolish boy. You don't want Ralph to think that you're batty, do you? Oh, wait, no, I said I was going to do Bane when I got to this part.
That's right. Go back, child.
Go back, child. You don't want Ralph to think that you're batty, do you?
Oh, yeah, here it was. Oh, yeah, this whole paragraph kind of explains a little bit, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Run away, said the head silently. Go back to the others.
Away.
It was a joke, really. Why should
Rachel,
you
if you're gonna,
bother?
hang on, stop.
I don't know if I can do the Bane voice.
If you're gonna do this, you have to do the Bane voice.
It was really a joke, really. Why would you bother? You were just wrong, that's all. A little headache. Something you ate, perhaps. Go back, child, said the head silently. So he did have something going on that he was trying to leave.
Yeah, he had something going on that
he was trying to hide. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's trying to hide some.
And I think you might be right, because he's like, it's just a headache, because you didn't actually have a seizure or a spasm or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't actually do that. You just probably just weren't feeling well and needed some water.
But it does cause him to like have these like
and
voices
considering
in
he's
his
hallucinating,
head. Especially when he like is like he's dehydrated and he's afraid of the pig head.
Absolutely.
On the stick in front of him.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid of me? You were born with a headache.
Molted by it.
You think that the beast is your ally?
The Lord of the Flies hung on his stick.
I'm part
and
of you. I'm the reason why it's no go. Why things are the way they are. So he's talking to the pig. In the meantime, we're back at the hunter's camp. Roger calls Jack Chief.
But he does call it Lord of the Flies. We did say that, right? This is the Lord of the Flies.
This Lord of the Flies, yes. Yeah.
Okay,
he calls the pig head the Lord of the Flies.
Just want to make sure that got pointed out. Okay.
Which, of course, is another name for Beelzebub. Satan! So it's a representation of the worst of us, of the devil, etc., etc., etc. I mean, it is the most important part of the novel in a lot of people's minds, because it is the explicit part. It's not even it's not explicit. It's explicit in the theming, but you have to really read between the lines to understand what Golding is trying to say. Because he never comes out and says, the beast is within you, but it's like very implicitly said a million times in the conversation. Absolutely. I actually thought that the conversation was going to be longer.
I thought it was going to be too. I kept thinking it was longer. I was like, oh, is that it?
Well, it comes back to him, doesn't it? Like we go
so,
to
for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't tell when Roger calls Jack Chief if he does it sarcastically and or as a way to elevate Jack to that status that he's wanted since the beginning.
Because it was Chief.
Maybe both.
How can we make fire? Yeah,
because he's like, how are we going to make a fire? Because they're like, we're going to have a feast, and they're like, well, we don't have anything to make a fire. So Jack is like, well, we'll just have to raid Ralph's camp. Mm-hmm. So they are like,
oh my god, I hate them, twats. A whole group of twats.
Twats. Oh boy, I got a lot of notes written about this.
Simon is at the end. Found when he was looking into the vast mouth.
That's right.
They're hanging out the fire. It's Piggy and Ralph and whoever's left, I suppose.
Piggy, whoever's left are talking. And then they hear, whooping and hollering and stuff as the hunters from Jack's tribe descend upon them. They steal some of the wood that's on the beach, in the fire.
Yes.
And then Jack tells them, you're all welcome to a feast! Because they're pirates, I guess, at this point.
Apparently.
You come to the other side of the castle rock for a feast. And they're all like, well, I mean, they do get meat. Meat would probably be good. I've been shitting myself.
You can come and eat with
my
us
ass
if
is
you'd like.
raw from the amount of diarrhea I've had for the last 4 months.
Do you trust them to cook it right, though? Now you're just eating, like, this raw meat. I don't know.
You keep it under a fire long enough, you're probably okay.
Let it char. Like,
Yeah, just char the fucking thing.
But yeah, he's not
then-
saying, like, there's any stipulations, even though this is a cult, so of course there are. You know, once you're there, they're going to make you stay. But he's like, you could just come eat. And Ralph is just like, was that Jack, Maurice, and Robert? Looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, because they're like all painted up and they look ridiculous. And yeah, he's like, I guess
the
they're
chief-
having some fun.
Oh, I did love this too. Like, Jack was like waiting. And he's like, come on, say it. And they're like, yeah, the chief has spoken. like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
awkward.
He's like, hey, say the thing I told you to say.
Yes.
The chief has spoken. Yes. I did like that part. Yeah.
So dumb.
Because again, it's like a game to them. They
yes.
really are treating it that way. Simon, in the meantime, is having some kind of vision. Piggy wants Ralph to have the twins do 2 turns, and Ralph despairs at not being able to think like a grown-up.
Separate them.
Yeah, because he's like, you always let Sam and Eric go together. You need to separate them out because they could do, double the work that way.
Right.
Piggy, what are we going to do? And Piggy says, we're going to get on without them. Because he's like, what do you mean? Like, we're better off without them. Mm-hmm. And they all admit that they're scared. If a doctor said, take this or you'll die, you would take it, right? And he's like, yeah, but they don't get it. So he's saying that, like, the other biggins are, like,
understand.
so stupid. They
Right.
like, won't understand this.
There's a lot of people like that, that won't even listen to a doctor when they say, if you don't take this, you'll die. I get it.
Ralph either says it or it's like in his head where he says he fears becoming what the rest of them have become or what they are. And Piggy's like, we just got to go on. We have to keep going. And Ralph asked Piggy, like, what makes things break up like they do? Which I didn't know if that was implying that there's some backstory or if it is just Golding being like, why can't we all just get along? Why do we have to have this Cold War?
I think it's that.
Yeah.
Like, why does this have to happen?
Piggy says, I don't know, Ralph. I expect it's him, Jack. Which is putting a lot of heavy emphasis on Jack Merridew as a literary figure. But I think that it's just everything that Jack represents is why society goes wrong, is what that is implying.
I think so too. And this is when they attack.
This is when they attack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is naked with a belt on, by the way.
I don't know. He's fucking weird.
That's what they say.
They're just always naked and covered in mud. What do you want from me?
I thought I was going to have asthma, says Piggy when they
sucks
leave.
to your ass, Mar.
I thought they were going to trigger my asthma. How come he doesn't have a fucking... Didn't they have the thing back then?
But why would he have that when he just fell out of a plane? They might not...
I'd have it in my fucking pocket all the time.
Maybe he lost it. You don't know.
So.
You don't know. And I don't even know. When did they invent those?
I don't know. An inhaler.
1956.
Okay, so before... this would have been before that, so...
Yeah. Poor Piggy didn't even have an inhaler.
Piggy didn't even have an inhaler.
I'm surprised he didn't die from that. I just
I thought that they were like hinting that was what was going to happen like later on when he starts to have like that panic attack.
I know. Yes, when he's just like turning blue in the face and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's just going to die of like he can't breathe.
I also like that Piggy's like, I thought that they were here for the conch. And it's like, why would they be here for the conch, Piggy? It means nothing to them. They don't give a fuck about your stupid conch.
It's very true.
Ralph has the conch, and the others do gather for them. And Ralph is like, no, they came for the fire. They're having fun. And he's like, sure, who wouldn't like being a savage? Who wouldn't like going hunting all the time? But we have to try to get off of this island. Mm-hmm. Bill suggests going to the feast. Sam and Eric agree. We probably could use some meat, Ralph.
Right.
They are basically deciding that they're going to go.
And why shouldn't
This
we go?
is... Then Simon is a silly little boy with the Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
He's sitting there... I want, like, some of the boys to, like, find him, and he's just sitting there, like...
Yeah, poor Simon.
Like, just sitting there, like, meditating and having, an epileptic fit or whatever. He sees butterflies, they disappear, the flies begin to attack him in his, like, vision and stuff.
Boy. Just an
You're such a
ignorant, silly
boy.
little boy. What are you doing out there all alone?
Oh, you shouldn't be out there all alone. You like them a lot. Aren't you afraid of me? I'm the beast. And Simon shouts back, no, you're just a pig's head on a stick. Fancy thinking you could hunt and kill the beast. You knew. I'm part of you. I'm the reason why things are the way they are. Come now. Go back to the others and we'll forget the whole thing. You'll meet me down there, so don't try to escape, my poor misguided child. You think you know better than I do? I'm going to get waxy. We're going to have fun on this island. It is creepier when you do it with the Bane voice.
It is, honestly. It is. It works very well.
Otherwise, they will do him. I don't know what he means by that. Like they're going to kill Ralph if I don't let him kill you?
We shall do, you see. We shall do you, is what he says. Simon found he was looking into the vast mouth, or else we shall do you. We're going to have fun on this island, so don't try it on, my poor misguided boy, or else. What? We shall do you, see? Jack and Roger and Maurice and Robert and Bill and Picky and Ralph. Do you see? Do you see? They're going to do you.
Like they're going to kill him. That's what I assumed that was like getting
like. It sounds like that, right? Like, we're going to have fun no matter what. Don't try to, like, stop it, or they're going to kill you.
Don't try to stop it, or like, we'll kill you, or we're going to kill Ralph, or we're going to, we're going to kill the others, or something like that. So he has this vision, and it is pretty clear what is being described there by Golding. It's all part of the plan.
Oh, it's like the futility of fighting human nature, because they're no matter what, they're going to do that. If you act like a human, if you act like civilized,
he falls over and he passes out. And that's the end of chapter 8.
Chapter 9, A View to a Death.
Is that what it's really called?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Why?
I don't know. A view to a always makes me want to say A View to a Kill, which is just the James Bond movie.
Yeah, it's a
Simon pops a vessel in his brain. He had an aneurysm. He's got a nosebleed now. He's passed out on the ground. He wakes up eventually. The creepers shook. The flies flew around. So, like, he's, in a mess of himself here next to the pig head.
Right.
Simon asks the Lord of the Flies what else is there to do. But he gets no reply because he's not having a fucking aneurysm. Mm-hmm. So he walks through the forest. He goes through the true part of the forest, but pushes on, heading up the mountain. But he's so weak, and the wind tries to push him down, but he is able to eventually get up there. Again, this is very descriptive. And he sees a hump thing sit up and look down at him. The flies had found the figure too. He realizes what it is, that it's a paratrooper.
It's just a man.
And he vomits, because he's like, oh my god, it's like a human. And he like doesn't know how to think about that.
Well, seeing an actual dead body, I think, is what would do that. Like, it's
100%.
Plus, he's like sick anyways. This kid is having like heat exhaustion, a fit. He's dehydrated. He has all of that. I think it's just a whole combination of things for poor Simon here.
Mm-hmm. He sees that the fire is out, but he sees a trickle of smoke down on the beach, and he goes, "Oh, they moved camp, probably to go get away from the beast." And he realizes that the beast was harmless and horrible, and needed to tell the others.
Yeah.
So he staggers back down the mountain. Ralph and Peggy are playing in the water, as they do. We're lagoon buddies. Ralph and Peggy,
it's just time to
lagoon
bathe.
buddies.
Wee.
We go bathing in the lagoon. Piggy suggests maybe we should go to the feast. He's trying to justify it because he's like, he's hungry. We'll go and we'll make sure nothing happens.
He's just hungry.
Yeah. I'm so sick of eating these fucking bananas, Ralph. But it's just bananas and coconuts for the last year. So they go and they see that the boys are having a feast. They're partying. Jack is sitting on a literal throne. I just picture him. I know this isn't what what it would look like, but I just picture him sitting like fucking Joffrey, just like that legs
arrogant,
and like, terrible posture,
son of a
arrogance.
Bitch on a chair. Yes,
mm-hmm. Just a big chair.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like
made
a
of
log
bones.
in the middle. But... yeah, it's a throne of bones. They're dancing around and acting like savages. I like that from this point on, whenever we're referring to Jack's tribe, he calls them savages.
Yep.
He doesn't call them boys. They are savages, according to the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
They all fall silent as Piggy and Ralph come up to Jack. Because they're like, oh shit, it's Ralph and Piggy.
There's gonna be a fight. There's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be fight.
That's what literally feels like to me.
Ralph says something to Piggy, and they giggle. Because Ralph's like,
this is like, can you believe this?
Pretend to laugh. Yeah, it probably was like,
look at these weirdos.
He does, his balls haven't even dropped yet. I'd also like to think it was a.
Oh, he's just sitting there and like he's doing the man spread with his like dick just hanging out.
Yeah, his little 12-year-old dick is hanging out. His noodle.
Honestly,
hey Jack, I
can see your noodle.
I actually think it also could be funny if it was Ralph being like, pretend to laugh. We need to like throw him off his game.
Yeah, make him think we don't care.
Piggy tries to whistle, but some kids come flying by Piggy and they hit him with meat. They like slap him in the face with a fucking slap of ribs or something. And of course, Piggy being Piggy is like, oh, that hurt! You slapped me in the face with a pork rind! And then they laugh at him because of that. And it's like, Piggy, come on, man. You gotta have some composure against these savages. Jack's like, eat, my friends! Eat! He asks everyone, like, have you had enough? And they're all like, yay, Jack! Jack's the best!
Piggy even does go for, like, seconds.
Well, he is Piggy.
I say, why not? Take the meat from them. Fuck them. Like,
yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck them. I'm gonna eat all their fucking food.
Yeah. You want to call me fatty? You want to call me Piggy? Guess what I'm going to do then? I'm going to eat all your goddamn food.
Gorge myself on your shit. I'm going to eat 2 sandwiches and a bag of Doritos.
Where's the potato salad?
How's the feast, Piggy? Ralph? Well, I mean, the meat was fine, but the potato salad really could have used a little bit of spice. It's pretty bad.
Some salt.
That's what sends Jack over the fucking edge, is that they don't like the potato salad.
I could see it.
That kid is
so high-strung.
Just anything, yeah. Jack has them all sit down, but Ralph and Piggy do not.
They refuse to sit.
They will not sit. Like Zendaya in Dune. They refuse to kneel to their king.
Well, they're not joining the cult. They're just eating the food.
Right. They're just eating the food. Jack asks if who will join will join his tribe. He says he gave them food, and the hunters will protect them from the beast. And one of us can get over that fence whenever someone hits a home run. But Ralph is like, I am chief. You chose me to be chief. And they're like, well, we got the pig. And he's like, you're hunters. That's your fucking job.
Right,
like,
that's what you were supposed to do. You want a fucking
cookie? You said that you were going to do it. You did it. It's a lesson out there for business, like working, Rachel. If your boss gives you a task and you do it, and then you're like, can I get more? And they're like, but you did the task that I asked you for. That's why you have to keep the expectations low, so that you can always go above and beyond.
Yeah, never do extra.
Explicitly, Jack says, who will join my tribe and have fun? Because that's all that this is a game. Ralph struggles to argue against this, and he left the conch behind, and it's not like that really would matter anyway.
Yeah.
And
then Ralph's like, it counts anywhere. We already agreed to that. It counts everywhere.
So what will you do about it then? And Ralph realizes they can't win, but Piggy's like, tell them about the fire. You have to tell them we got to get the fuck off of this island.
Yeah, he's like, fire, rescue, fire. And it's like, then nobody's listening.
Yeah, nobody's listening. So Piggy's like, let's just get out of here.
What about the storm, Jack?
Yeah, what are you going to do about the storm? Piggy's like, let's get out of here. We had our meat. Nothing but trouble's going to come here. The storm starts up, and because some of the kids are getting scared of the thunder and everything, Jack's like, let's do our dance!
Which is like pretending to hunt.
Yes. Roger is the pig, and they play the hunt.
Roger would want to pretend to be the pig.
Piggy and Ralph feel like they want to join since it's easier to have fun this way. And like Ralph is kind of like thinking like, should I tell them like, yes, I get it. This is fun, but
yeah, it's fun to play.
We have to live.
Kill the beast, cut his throat, spill his blood.
They make a bunch of rings, they chant, and they feel safe because they're all together and they're all having fun. More thunder, they chant more. One Litlin, because these Litlins are nothing but fucking trouble, breaks the circle as a thing. comes out of the forest. The beast stumbled into the horseshoe, trying to warn the boys. And Simon cries out about a dead man on the hill. But the chants keep up, and the new circle crunch and scream, and he tries to say that there was a body on the hill, but they aren't hearing and listening to him. And the beast goes to the side of the rock, and the boys tear at him and beat him, and of course it's Simon. And then rain falls, and the beast lays still. It was a small beast, and the blood stained the sand. So this is the description of the boys murdering Simon by biting and beating him because they didn't realize that it was him, or they were just so caught up in the bloodlust, I suppose.
I guess it's like all of it. Right. There's a whole mixture of things going on there.
They moved a little farther off the sand, and Ralph watched the fire as he ate. He noticed without understanding how the flames were visible now against the dull light. Evening was come, and now with calm beauty, but with the threat of violence. Simon was crying out something about a dead man on the hill. The sticks fell, and the mouth of the new circle crunched and screamed. The beast was on its knees in the center, its arms folded over its face. I should say it like Golding did in your book, Rachel. It was crying out against the abominable noise. Something about a body on the hill. At once the crowd surged after it, poured down the rock, leapt on the beast, screamed, struck, bit, and tore. That's how you would
That is kind of how he sounded.
Ralph and Piggy chanted with them toward the end of there, by the way, Rachel. Want to make that clear. This all is them confusing Simon for the beast because they could not tell who he was, and they murder Simon. Rachel, well, I guess I should say before I ask you your thoughts about this.
It doesn't explicitly say they were chanting.
Well, they were chanting when they were doing the dance. They weren't chanting
sure.
when they, see the beast.
Yeah.
On the mountaintop, the parachute moves because Simon was messing with it, try to, untangle it. And the trooper slides down the mountain and falls off of the mountain into the ocean. So now there is no evidence of the beast.
Of the man on the mountain. Let that just sit. Simon's dead.
So Simon is dead.
Poor Simon.
Oh, poor Simon. He can no longer do drawings.
And Simon's dead body moved out toward the open sea. There's
oh my god!
It describes all of that, but I'm just going to say that last line because that's all you need.
Oh my god, it's forever. And of course, it's I've seen people review the book and be like, "Oh, it's so beautiful how how he described." I don't think it's supposed to be beautiful. I think it's supposed to be a calming after a violent
It's
storm.
it's how all that calm the sadness of it, just pulling him out to sea.
Any thoughts, Rachel, on the death of Simon there?
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that because it's absolutely ridiculous. Because I guess they thought it was the beast. I guess they thought a Simon-shaped figure was the beast, which is odd because it looks just like all of them, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
because they were already, and I just part of me was wondering if it wasn't Simon, who would it have been? Because it almost feels like that was going to happen no matter what. Were they going to kill a little one?
Yeah.
Were they going to kill somebody else? Were they trying to get Ralph in the middle? I'm curious if that was kind of part of Roger's plan, at least. And they just, whoever it was like, yep, we're killing it.
Yeah.
It's like a ceremonial type thing.
Right. Well, I'm sure Jack is fine with the fact that it was Simon because he never seemed... He knew who Simon was. He never seemed to really like Simon. He thought that Simon was weak. But it feels like he
didn't even really want him to be one of his hunters. He didn't even want him to, and even though he was a choir boy.
He does not think of him as one of them.
Right.
He's one of... he's like a piggy to him.
Yeah.
But he probably would have been fine with it if it was a Littland, because a
Littland,
whatever,
Ralph or Peggy. I'm just wondering if they were going to try to push them in there and actually stab them.
Oh, interesting. You think that Jack might have been trying to
Part of me is just wondering,
Roger...
yes, I'm wondering if Roger was no matter what, somebody's going to die tonight.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna kill somebody tonight.
Well, it just felt like that because it's just how would you get so caught up that a child-shaped shadow is okay to just kill? It's hard
Yeah.
to fathom.
Well, they do seem in the following chapter, they do kind of seem like we killed a man.
Yeah.
And Jack has to come up with like the no.
No, we killed the
It was the
beast.
beast. It was the beast, and it can come back, but
it takes a different
also,
form. It takes.
It also
different
can
shapes.
shapeshift. Well, it's the ridiculousness of like having to like escalate your lies to be able to protect your power.
Yeah.
You know, make sure that like these people still believe everything that you're telling them.
So chapter 10, unless you had anything else to say.
Nope.
Chapter 10, The Shell and the Glasses.
Oh, yes, the shell and the glasses. The shell and the glasses, representing order, craftsmanship, the ability of man to use tools, and of course, civilized society. Yes. Again, this is why, like, I think that the second half of this... What was that?
I believe you. Yes, that sounds about right.
I think that the second half of this book does a lot better of having the analogy of everything.
Yeah.
Although I guess you have to set it up in the first half. So
right.
Without it, you can't really do anything.
Act 1 versus Act 2.
So people are saying that Ralph and Piggy participated in the murder of Simon, but I would say it's more that they just didn't stop it. Now, later on, Ralph is completely depressed and upset and disillusioned with the fact that like Simon is dead. How did they figure out Simon was dead, by the way? Did they see the body before it went out? Because they like all that wording by Golding makes it seem like people know that Simon was dead. That Simon is dead.
I think they do. I think they do know.
Okay.
Because like you were saying, Jack has to manipulate them into thinking that it wasn't Simon. Once the dance was done, right? Once the excitement receded and ended, they saw what happened, and everybody just like turned their backs on it.
Piggy's like, we didn't do nothing, and Piggy's
but
delusional.
We didn't do anything. Is the problem?
Yeah, Piggy's almost delusional about it. He doesn't want to believe that like it's gotten this bad. Simon shouldn't have been in the fucking woods. Like he victim blames.
Well, yeah. Do we have like the stages of grief here?
Yeah, he's in denial. Ralph's in the depression stage. Because he's just like, no, we murdered him, Piggy. Piggy's like, well, we didn't murder him. And Ralph says something about like, well, you weren't near the center. You didn't see what was going on. So clearly, like, that means that Ralph was closer to the action.
Yeah.
But
he probably pushed through. If he thought it was the beast, he's like, wait a minute, hold up a second. I need to see.
That's what I thought, too. I thought he'd be more like, I need to see what's happening, and it was too late. Or like, he's not actually clubbing on Simon.
No, I think he wanted to
see.
Wait. I bet he was like, let me just get in there. But then went, it's not a beast, it's Simon. And it was too late by then.
Ralph says that it was murder. Because he's like, that was Simon. That was murder. Piggy doesn't like the accusation. It was dark. There was rain. We were scared. Ralph's like, I wasn't scared. He says, you didn't see what they did. So like, again, it's like it's blurring the lines. It's trying to gray it up for Ralph here. Because it's like, did he do it? Yeah.
Did he have a hand in it?
I think it's just a guilty conscience.
I think him being surrounded by it, not being able to do anything about it, I think it is a guilty conscience. I think he feels like he was a part of it because he was there.
I'm frightened of us, says Ralph. So
I want to go home.
There you go. He wants to go home. So Sam and Eric are also there, and Piggy's like, don't tell Sam and Eric that we were dancing. Like, let Sam and Eric know that we were there. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, well, we were all on the outside. Yep, for sure. Mm-hmm. They all like lie to each other for like, and then they all like admit it too.
Lying to each other will make it true.
It'll go away. Yeah, they don't have to believe it anymore.
We left early. Yeah. So did we. We were tired. So very tired.
Yes. Oh, I was very tired. Yes, of course. I did not see that at all. The firebombing of Dresden? No, that didn't happen. I don't believe that. No. All those atrocities during the war, we didn't see any of those.
No, those didn't exist.
That didn't happen. Our ancestors aren't built on a stack of bones and terrible things. No. Right.
Idiots.
Roger and Robert examine a trap they made to throw a boulder down to unwanted trespassers. So now they're explicitly getting ready for war with Ralph's tribe. And one of them, I can't remember who, Robert is saying like they tied up one of the other biggins for no particular reason. Jack just got mad at him and just tied him up, and they're like laughing about this. So it's showing you that They are completely in a totalitarian state now, where Jack is able to do
You piss
anything
Jack
that he
off,
wants.
and they're going to, tie you up.
And they're being cruel about it. They have no moral compass anymore. They're just savages. The chief was sitting there, naked to the waist, his face blocked out in white and red. The tribe lay in a semicircle before him. The newly beaten and untied Wilfred was sniffling noisily in the background. So he's a completely tyrannical leader at this point. Jack wants to go hunting again because, of course, he does. That's all this fucker can think about.
Yes.
That's all he knows. And he's saying, like, some are going to stay back to defend the gate, and a savage raises... I love how he says a savage raises his hand.
Because he's pointing his stick at all of his savages.
And one of the savages is like, well, why they try sneaking? And he's like, well, maybe the beast will sneak in.
Because they spoil things. No, he says they will, because they like to spoil things.
Yeah, they like to spoil our fun. They want to have fun with us. They come out here
we
and
can
have
kill
fun.
them. What? Like, that's literally what he's saying. If they try to spoil fun, kill them. Whoever
Pretty
doesn't
much.
like fun, you should die.
If you don't like to have fun, you'll be dead. Go hunting, we'll have another feast and stuff. And Bill's like, excuse me, Chief? Yeah, fire? We don't have any fire.
Right.
So again, he's like, well, we're gonna just keep taking fire from Ralph's camp.
Yeah.
We're gonna go during the night. I'm gonna take Maurice and Roger, and we're gonna take the fire. Back at Ralph's camp, they're talking about if they could just make a radio. Then one of them's like, or have a boat.
Or a plane,
that
or a boat, or anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have this conversation so many times in this book, but I guess you would if you were, trying to keep each other
Sane.
kept up.
Yeah. And then the one says, and we were talking about this last time, we might get taken prisoner by Reds. Well, they'd be
Right.
better than, and then he just kind of...
Yeah, it'd be better than, yeah. So it's like talking about, like, it could be better than the Savages, that's for sure.
Yep.
That's referring to Jack's tribe, right? When they said, like, oh, we'd be better than...
100%.
Okay. Ralph acknowledges that there was something Simon tried to say. Like, he just blatantly, like...
He said something about a dead man.
He completely drops the notion that they didn't hear it, that they weren't
He
there.
doesn't want to pretend. He doesn't want to pretend. He was doing that for Piggy.
They all do then, because like then Piggy's like, it was murder. Like then he says what Ralph says. They just completely like decide like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to face this. We get a sucks to your asthma.
Yep. My asthma.
Eric is like, what's the point of keeping this? And Ralph thinks about it, but Piggy's like, we need to get rescued. Anyone can play at hunting, but the only one thing can get us out of this. And they decided to come up with a new plan where they're like, well, why don't we just have the fire on during the day? Because no one's going to see
Just
smoke
always.
at night anyway. Mm-hmm. So that way we can sleep and we can just, at dawn, we'll light the fire. Piggy jokes about not being able to get a letter to his auntie because there's no postman. And Ralph has a laughing fit about this because they're all losing their minds. But
Well, of
that's
course
like how
they are. Yeah, because it's like at this point, we just have nothing.
Piggy hears something moving outside and they sit in silence. And it's Piggy. Piggy. This is where Piggy has the asthma attack, Rachel, out of fear. And the savages attack them. Mm-hmm. They steal the glasses. My glasses!
Yes.
Jinkies! Piggy does bite one, so that's good.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like, it's one of those things. If you can bite your attacker, you should.
Do whatever you gotta do. Yeah.
You could take a finger off with your jaw.
That's right. Take more than that off.
If
You're
you have
biting
to.
the right spot. Yeah. The savages leave and they're fine, but they're like, why don't they just leave us alone? They gave them something to think about because like Ralph fought one of them.
Yes.
Ralph like got into like an actual like fist fight and like beat one of them up. I hope it was Roger.
God, I hope
Dude,
it was
I really
Roger.
hope it was Roger.
Yeah, I agree.
Little bitch boy. Jack and them they go all happy about having the glasses. Piggy's like, they took me glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of that chapter. It's a short chapter.
It is. Chapter 11, Castle Rock.
Do 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 do.
Obsession with that.
I find it fun.
Did they really name it after this?
Had to have.
It seems really odd to want to be named after the shitty, murderous tribe of Lord of the Flies, but okay.
I get it though, because like if it's a book that you read when you're little and it like has
Like a fortress in it?
has something about you, yeah. So it's not necessarily named after Lord of the Flies. Not Carl Reiner. It's Rob Reiner's production company's Castle Rock, the ones that produced Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. He named it after Stephen King books. Because Stephen
interesting.
King has a town,
But Stephen
Castle
King
Rock.
loves this.
And Stephen King named the town in his books
After this, because
Lord
he
of the
loved this
Flies.
book, which I read
Yes.
because he did like a whole introduction in the book that I read. I don't know why, but there was an introduction from Stephen King.
Because I guess he loves this book.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense. So yeah, it's not directly named after Lord of the Flies, but it kind of is.
Indirectly
because-
it is, yeah.
So now Piggy's like, we need to make an assembly, Ralph, to decide to go get me glasses back. I'm blind. I can't see nothing.
It's like, I can't do anything without this. Yeah. I understand.
I understand.
I would be devastated. I don't even know what I would do. That would be hell.
Yeah.
Without my glasses.
It kind of is. It's like what would my life be right now without my glasses on a deserted island? How is he going to be helpful at all?
He could barely
to
function.
the remaining group. And that's why I think he kind of knows something bad will probably happen to him by going here. Mm-hmm. But it's like, well, what's the
all he
fucking
can do.
difference?
Right.
There's some book that I read in like junior high about a boy that gets blind. He's stranded on an island.
I know what you're talking about. It's
with,
Hatchet. On Hatchet, he's with the man, and he looks at the sun, and he goes blind. And
he
so
goes
he makes like the wire. But eventually, the man I think dies, and he has to like figure out how to do everything himself. It's Hatchet.
I thought it was a sequel to Hatchet. Hatchet is when he's in the woods, and I thought the sequel to Hatchet is when he gets deserted again.
What book is that? Because I always thought it was Hatchet.
Rachel's having an existential crisis. Because she cannot remember what the book is. It's the
K.
The what?
The K?
The K.
Rings zero bells, but I'm looking at a black man, a little white boy, and that is what
That
and
sounds
the little
right.
white boy goes blind.
Yeah.
Is it really the K? I don't remember that title means nothing.
Yeah, that title does. I don't remember that title at all, but I remember the plot.
Ugh, that's gonna drive me insane. That's gonna drive me insane.
You're gonna have to.
Because
look
I'm
that
like,
one
I
up.
know exactly what you're talking about. It's the K that goes blind. I will always remember it. I digress. Go on.
So they're having an assembly. Ralph tries to get the fire started by rubbing the sticks together, and it doesn't really work. They decide that their only choice is to go to Castle Rock and tell Jack and the rest of them that they need to give the glasses back. It's basically like, we would have given you fire. We would have gladly shared this with you.
Absolutely.
You're
All
being
you
a
had to do is
dick for no
talk
reason.
to us. Communication, children.
Ralph wants to bring the conch with as well. Maybe some of them will actually respond to it. Who knows? They also want to make themselves look more like how they did when they first arrived. Maybe we should like comb our hairs and like bathe and stuff to completely separate ourselves from the rest of, the savages, which I think is like a funny notion. We won't be painted because we aren't savages. Like he
Oh my God.
flat out says it.
Right.
And he's trying to like make sure that anybody that's listening to him still is like, yes, we are not savages. They'll be painted. You know how it is. And the others nod. Piggy takes the conch because he's trying to like plead his case. He wants one last call for reason. He like tells Ralph to blow the conch as hard as he can when he like makes this.
Right.
Awful things have been done on this island. Ralph's the only one who's only got anything done. Are we savages? When the hunt happened and a ship went by, and then there's, and he's trying to say Simon's death, but he can't. That's his fault too. So they decide they're gonna go over there.
I did think it was
And
funny
they're gonna
because
confront them.
Ralph is like sick and tired of one being filthy, and two,
Yes.
his hair, and he's like, well, you could just tie it back, and he's like, well, like a girl? No, of course not. And then decides not to. 'Cause he doesn't want to be like
no, I'm not like a girl.
No,
of course not. No, not like a girl. That would be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Yes, I think that is funny.
I don't know
Nobody
why it
like a
made me
girl?
laugh.
No,
of course not.
No. Pigeon posh there.
And just completely drops it. Like, I'll just deal with the long hair.
In the huddle, Piggy actually calls it murder here as well, because he's trying to like call it out and like make his case. And he gets all indignant, like Jack would actually listen. So they walk over there. They walk all the way to Castle Rock.
Okay.
Sam and Eric, Ralph and Piggy, with the conch. Ralph I thought this was kind of a baller move. He blows the conch as they like get to the entrance. I thought that was pretty badass.
To like announce their presence.
Yeah. he needs to make sure that they know, we're fucking here, assholes, kind of a thing. And the savages are there. They start all coming out, and Roger's like, "Halt! Who goes there?" And Ralph's like, "It's fucking me, Roger. Like, stop acting like a twat."
Yeah.
Like that.
Like, seriously.
Ralph throws some stones at Sam and Eric. They wait for Jack, because they're like, "Where is Jack?" And they're like, "He's out." Roger's like, "He's out hunting." "Well, why don't you all go piss yourselves?" Or whatever he says to them. Ralph's getting, like, worked up because he's, like, so pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
So Piggy has to be like, "Stay calm. Just calm down. We're going to do this. We're going to do this rationally here."
Well, I mean, Piggy is kind of freaking out, though, too, because he's just like, "Am I safe? Like, what do I need to do? I can't see what's happening."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And Ralph is like, "Shut up. Shut up."
Yes. Ralph is like, "For the love of God, I'm trying to fucking think! Would somebody give me a goddamn moment?" Yeah, Ralph's gonna fucking lose it.
We're here for the obvious reasons. Fire and Piggy specs. No shit! You knew we were gonna come because you guys did that! Like, what did you expect us to do?
Did they think that they weren't going to come by?
He knew they were gonna come. Like, he wants them to come so that he can murder them or something. I don't understand what the hell is wrong with him.
It's just a gloat.
Is it just a gloat? Or is he trying to force him to be like, now you have to be under me?
You have to be under me. You have to be in my tribe. Yeah.
Like, he's gonna try to force them to do it, right? Like, it's such bullshit. Pisses me off.
Piggy.
It is. It's the K. It's definitely the K. I'm remembering the movie, apparently.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Jack comes out of the woods, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing here?" And he's, acting like a jerk. As he would.
And poor Piggy, because he's just like, "Piggy, don't like," he's like, "Ralph, please don't leave me."
Piggy don't like this. Ralph, don't leave me.
And he tells him, like, just stay here. I'll come back for you.
Please don't leave me. Jack tells them to tie up Sam and Eric, but he grabs them right away, just to be a dick. Like, there's no reason for this. He's just doing this just to show dominance.
And Ralph calls Jack a thief, and it pisses him off.
Yes. He hates being called a thief. And it's like, well, you did.
You literally stole his specs.
I wrote, Golding is pretty on the nose with the offering stuff. Saying offerings, saying offenseness, like, etc. This is very on the nose at this point. The whole notion of them being savages and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess it should be, right? Like, you're in the third act and you're writing a book in 1954, so.
Right. He's trying to get his point across. Well, guess what? I will spell it out for you.
Jack walks up to Ralph and is like, "You know what? They do what I want." And Ralph snaps about this. He calls him a swine, which I love. And they start fighting. Yeah.
Calls him a pig.
Piggy tries to get them all to, like, see some sort of reason, because Ralph's just lost his fucking mind at this point. He can't stand it anymore. He doesn't care if they die. He's like, we need to have reason here. And he, like, grabs the conch to speak up with it. But the savages boo him down.
Yes.
Then there is some silence because he, like, blows into the conch and everything.
Course.
A noise goes by Ralph's head, and it's Roger. He's throwing stones to miss towards Piggy. And Piggy says, "You're acting like a bunch of kids." I wrote, he says it like if he says kids with a derogatory tone, as if he was saying a slur. He
does, though. You're acting like a crowd of kids. Yeah.
And then I think he says the N-word. I couldn't tell if my audiobook if he did or not.
Oh, so it
says,
"The booing rose and died again as Piggy lifted the white magic shell. Which is better, to be a pack of painted Indians like you are, or to be a sensible like Ralph is?" I don't know if he ever says the N-word.
I don't know if the original says Indians.
Oh, really?
Can we look that up?
I don't want to feel awkward, Kevin.
I'll Google it.
Lord of the Flies original said N-word instead of Indians. Question mark. Oh yeah, okay, in the original manuscript, the several other editions, Piggy originally says the N-word instead of Indians. To reduce offense, which I don't think it really does, the publisher replaces
makes it worse,
the racial slur with Indians, but the exact wording will vary.
Yeah, some have savages. It almost speaks to the savagery of the 1950s.
It does. It
society.
Really does. You're not wrong about that.
Because Piggy uses the word flippantly.
He does. But I mean, that's...
and supremacy, right?
Ooh,
like,
yes.
We're not black people. We're not Africans.
We're not
you know what I'm saying?
Like the Native Americans.
Yeah, we are proud Brits. Right. Damn it.
We're nothing but white boys.
It really... it kind of hammers home the point where even Piggy is wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to... No. You know what it is? He's trying to make them understand where they would understand it. He's giving them the vernacular that they would understand it by, right? Because Jack said, we're British and we're always right. And he goes, well, you're not acting like it, right? Isn't that kind of the idea here?
Yeah, exactly.
He's going down to their level so that they understand it. He's like, let me use this in the words that you would use then.
Sure, yeah. If you wanted to keep the virtuousness of Piggy afloat, that would make sense.
Poor Piggy.
That kind of goes. There, a lot of people complain in like professional wrestling. I'm going to use professional wrestling because that's one of my loves. Of course.
Fair enough.
People always complain when a face will use derogatory language toward a heel that is off-putting. The biggest example I can give of this is back like a decade plus ago when in the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania storyline, where he says to Triple H, trying to get a match with him for the championship, he says like your balls are in your wife's purse. And I remember a lot of people online being like, that's so offensive, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah,
it is. It's offensive to Triple H specifically.
It's offensive to Triple H.
Because for
He's trying to goad Triple H.
Yeah.
If he was trying to goad a progressive liberal character,
he'd say something else.
He wouldn't say that.
Right.
He's trying to get down to Triple H's level. Yeah. So it's like, it is bad, but he's trying to speak in terms that the heel understands. Mm-hmm. So that could be a way to
So I think
prep
that's
this up.
my interpretation of it. Otherwise, damn it, Piggy. Why did you have to say that?
It's very weird to see. It's very weird Googling it because people are like arguing about if that's the word, and people are like, no, it's savages. It's been savages for like 15 years. And it's like, well, yeah, the book is 80 years old. you might have to go back to the fucking 60s and 70s to see that word in the book.
Right.
I was listening to the audiobook and I was like, did he say that? Did I just hear the N-word?
So does he actually say it in yours? That's interesting.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I had to do a double take. Hope these headphones are working. So
then the savages go crazy from him saying that, and then he goes, but which is better, to have rules and agree, or to hunt and kill? Law and rescue, or hunting and breaking everything up?
Jack yells against this because he knows what the right answer is, but he doesn't have control in that world. So he has another fit. So they start fighting again. Roger leans his weight on the lever. Ralph feels this boulder.
He heard the great rock
dodges,
before he saw it.
And he ducks. But Piggy gets struck in the head. He drops the conch. It's destroyed. And Piggy flies off the rock.
And
falls 40 feet. And dies. His brains are splattered all over the rock. And he twitches just to level it home some more for all of us readers.
Like the pigs after they were killed.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
And he gets swept out to sea. The death of Piggy. Ladies and gentlemen, the death of Piggy. The rock struck Piggy a glancing blow from chin to knee. The conch exploded into 1,000 white fragments and ceased to exist. Piggy, saying nothing, with no time for even a grunt, traveled through the air sideways from the rock, turning over as he went. Piggy fell 40 feet and landed on his back across the square red rock in the sea. Then the sea breathed again in a long, slow sigh. The water boiled white and pink over the rock, and when it went, sucking back again, the body of Piggy was gone. The society has collapsed. Law and order is gone. Anything that resembles peacefulness, democracy, society has been destroyed and killed by the sociopath, Roger.
Yeah. And Jack yells, see, that's what you'll get. This isn't a tribe anymore.
They're silent for a moment because they're like,
gone.
holy shit. Yeah, and then Jack yells about the
But he's like screaming
gone.
wildly.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like, I don't think he feels any guilt from that.
No, he can't, because nothing is ever his fault.
Nothing
so
is
he has
ever
to,
his
like,
fault.
immediately turn it.
And that's why I don't feel like he's as complicated in my mind, because he's just a son of a bitch.
I think they make him more complicated in the adaptations.
They really
than they
do.
in
They really
in the book.
do. And I'm like, he's not that complicated. He's an asshole.
He's a jerk.
He's
They,
scum.
Jack... Yeah, he is scum. He's the scum between my toes. Ralph panics. They throw a spear at him, and he runs away. Jack actually does yell at Roger, almost kind of like, "What the fuck were you doing?" It does feel like he wants to be like, "What the fuck was that?" A little bit.
He does?
I thought so, because he does kind of say something to Roger. Or at least he starts to. Roger edged past the chief, only just avoiding pushing him with his shoulder. The yelling ceased, and Sam and Eric lay looking up in quiet terror. Roger advanced upon them as one wielding a nameless authority. So now that Roger has murdered Piggy explicitly, he is the enforcer. So Roger is going to torture Sam and Eric. God knows what he does to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could have sworn, though, that he is kind of like what the fuck was that? No?
Maybe later, but not here.
Okay, so he really does just give Roger the instructions to, like, make sure that Sam and Eric join the tribe.
Yeah. Like, because he, like, yells at Sam and Eric and are like, how dare you bring spears?
This is, yes. Yeah, because Sam and Eric were like, we should bring spears just to show
what
that,
do you
like,
mean by not joining my tribe? Like, how dare you not join me?
I wrote, Rachel, if what happens in the next chapter where they get off the island, spoiler alert, wouldn't have happened, Roger would have killed Jack. Roger
Eventually,
would
yeah.
have killed Jack to take over the tribe.
I agree.
And
This
then
would have
I
been,
would
like,
not...
the Dothraki way, as the Dothraki do. I think that's exactly what would have happened. Roger would have killed Jack to take power. Or at least try to dominate over him, and if it didn't work, then he would have just been like, "I'll take it."
Well, it's
because he knows
it's
he's
kind
afraid
of
of
like,
him.
Yeah, it's like the way that Golding like frames it is almost like that Roger should have like Jack should have tried to put Roger in his place, because now he's allowing this sociopath to really be the one that like wields the power, and Jack has to allow him to be a sociopath to keep him under his thumb, or Jack's fucked.
Yeah, it's
I think it's very allegorical to politics and stuff.
Sure. It's also it's like Joffrey on
Or
the
the
mountain.
Dothraki, like you're saying.
I was even thinking Joffrey on the mountain, like the squirrely kid, and like letting like I guess it wouldn't be the mountain, it would be somebody else. But I'm like thinking like it's the one that he can't control. He acts like he can, but he really can't. They're gonna do whatever they want anyways.
So here's what the timeline would be. They kill Ralph. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
So Ralph is dead. Sam and Eric are the ones that they sodomize for fun.
100%.
That's what's going to happen.
Poor
Guaranteed.
Sam and Eric.
They're raped from high heaven. They're wearing ball gags and stuff like that. Roger kills Jack, claims the tribe for himself, like you said, Rachel, in ritualistic Dothraki combat.
Yeah. That's how it worked for them.
And then I bet you Roger decides that we're going to sacrifice litlins
and
eat them.
Yeah. Here comes
cannibalism. Isn't that far off.
It really isn't. Roger's already like, I wonder what he would taste like. Like, that's already what he's thinking.
Percival, come here.
With a good
butter
Chianti.
yourself up.
Like, Jesus.
100%. So the death of Piggy happens. It's very, very sad. It's even worse in the adaptations, I feel, because you see it, and Piggy doesn't come off as annoying in the adaptations.
No.
I think that they actually do a very, very good job of making Piggy very sympathetic. The audiobook, I think the written word, it comes off that way a bit, but he comes off as a little more annoying in the book.
Sure.
Especially with the audiobook. And like I told you,
I think because you're in Ralph's head too most of the time.
You're in Ralph's head a lot, and the voice of reason is more annoying.
Sure.
Because he's the voice of reason.
Right.
Ralph has to hide
Chapter
in the jungle.
12. Cry of the Hunters.
There you go. Ralph thinks that they're going to hunt. He knows they're going to hunt him down the next day. They're not going to stop. He kind of wonders, like, maybe they'll just let me be like an outlaw. Like, I'll just be
an outcast. Yeah.
I'll be Batman.
I'll just have to live in the woods.
That would be great if he, like, puts a cowl on and, like, drapes himself in, like, the parachute, if the parachute was still there. And he's just like, I am now Billy the Kid.
I am the knight.
I am the knight. I am Ralph, the Night Ranger. So all that's left...
I will keep the fire going, no matter what it means.
It's like the bat signal. Yeah. Justice.
Justice is
I'm down for
delight.
justice.
Justice
that would
for
be
Piggy.
something. There's a what if for you folks.
He just starts squealing like a pig.
Make a what if. Make a what if where Ralph becomes basically a boogeyman to the he becomes the beast.
He becomes the beast.
And he hunts them down one by one.
He wears the pig head. He wears the pig head and he squeals and he goes, "For Piggy." And then like just runs around. He goes completely apeshit. Like that's, he's batshit crazy.
He loses his mind the other way. I like that. I like that idea. We haven't come up with one t-shirt idea. It's because the story is too depressing and not in the fun animals are talking way like Animal Farm.
Yeah.
All that's left of the pig's head is the skull because all the meat has like fallen off of it at this point. It was lifeless, or was it? And he stares at the pig's head for a while and he shouts, he like screams at it, he punches it and he breaks the skull and grabs the stick. So he's like got a weapon now as the stick. That wasn't in the show either, and it should have been.
No, that would have been great.
There's a very deliberate symbolism to him doing that.
Yeah. Because he's rejecting the beast.
Yeah, he's rejecting the beast. He's rejecting that call. Ralph sneaks into the camp, or goes to Castle Rock. The tribe is dancing. The twins are guarding the rock. So they're part of the tribe now, but they don't have paint on. Mm-hmm. Why would you let the twins guard the rock together? You know that they're being forced to do this.
Right. I guess because you have to have somebody watch it because he's not letting them go on the hunts.
I guess so. I guess that's why, because they're not allowed to go on the hunts.
Because I think they would try to run away. He thinks that they have to stay then. If they were on the hunts, they could get away.
They could get away, but like if you leave them... I guess there's like one other kid there that's also
I think that's what it
guarding.
is.
He's just on the other side because like
Roger's
otherwise
there.
they could. Is it? Well, Roger's gonna come back. They say
that's
at some
what it was.
point,
Right?
But it's like run away now. Like Ralph even like is like Psst, Sam and Eric, and they're like Ralph, you gotta get out of here. They're gonna kill you.
Right. We're supposed to say that we're supposed to do the sound if you're here. If you're not here, we don't have to do the sound, Ralph. Go.
Yeah, they're like warning him, like Ralph.
We're gonna get
Ralph
beaten if they know we didn't do the sound, Ralph.
Do you understand what Roger is like? Do you?
He's probably already done too much to them.
So they're afraid about Roger because he's stuck some stuff in and around their orifices, I assume. And they're telling Ralph to get away. But Ralph is like, "What? Just come with me. Like, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing?
Well,
like, they're either gonna kill us." And you're dead, and great, thank God. Or we hide, and you don't have to be here. Right.
Well, I think that's
they're
their
too
point.
afraid.
They don't want to die.
Yeah,
they're afraid to die.
You know what? Some things are worse than death, folks. Some things are worse than death.
Yeah.
They tell him that Roger has sharpened a stick at both ends. You know what that means, Rachel? They're planning to impale him.
Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that. I don't think I caught that.
That's what I think, anyway.
Why do you
Because
say
he repeats
that?
it. He thinks about it a lot. Because this way they can stick it through him.
And like into the ground?
And into the ground.
And then what? Because it's still, then it's got the pointy end on top.
Well, you got to have the pointy end on top so that it can go like through his throat or wherever you're impaling him from.
Oh,
Chest,
like so you're going to put
whatever.
it down so that he can stab him on top of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
That's the goal.
Fun.
It is fun. This whole thing has been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun today.
This is a game.
It's a game, right? It's just a fun game. You guys playing war or something?
We're not there yet.
So he's kind of pissed at Sam and Eric. He's like disappointed in them.
Well, yeah, because they're giving in.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's he didn't give in to the beast, but they're afraid of the beast, so they're not fully like on the side, but they're allowing them to do the bad things. That's just as bad.
They do let Ralph get away, though. They eventually have to say, like, oh, Ralph was here or whatever. They actually do give up the goods, though, right? Because, like, Ralph says, I'm going to hide in this brush over here. Mm-hmm. Because then when they go hunting, they're not going to think I'm going to be, like, this close to the rock.
Right.
I don't know why Ralph told them, though. Because doesn't Roger torture it out of them? In the morning, they're like, okay, where did you say he was going to be?
Does he tell him that?
They give him some
That sounds
food.
like the TV.
All right, let me see here. They give him some food.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
like up closer in the thicket down there to keep them away from it. They'll never know. He says he's trying to get them on his side. Like, just keep them away from that location. Mm-hmm. He thinks that they'll help him. I don't know if they
torture
give it up.
They torture it out of him. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
Jack,
they do. Yeah, they do.
He hears Jack torturing it out of one of them. And then they try to destroy the brush or like the thicket or whatever the hell he's in by throwing boulders on it, and that doesn't really do anything. And then they try to like fight their way in to it, and Ralph stabs one of them.
Yes.
So then
and then Jack's like, see, he's wild and we have to kill him.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry. If
politician talk.
If you corner anything, it's going to fight back. Just saying.
Yeah. So then they decide, Rachel, to do what?
To burn the thicket. To burn him out.
How did you catch we burned the forest down? See, Michael Caine in Dark Knight is just telling. He was just one of these kids on the island.
He was just telling the story of being on the island. He
just had to clean it up for Bruce.
Story.
Yeah, he was Ralph.
Oh,
who burned the forest down. So they burn the forest down. They start a fire and they want to smoke him out. And this causes Ralph to have to run out of there. He's being chased. He's coughing the whole time. He does fight off, I think it's Roger. He fights off a savage, and I think it was Roger.
I think it was Roger.
Roger. Fights his way past Jack. He's chased by a bunch of the savages. Goes into another place to hide. And he eventually ends up on the beach. And there's a lot of him running around in the brush and stuff, and like just trying to like figure out where he's at. It's described as like, a blob of darkness looking straight into the eyes, I think, of Roger. And then he like screams and he like bursts forth. Because like Roger's got him cornered.
He's got him cornered.
Roger has him
and
cornered.
He sees like his feet, and then he sees the stick that's sharpened.
Yes, he sees a stick sharpened by both ends. So he's like wondering, like, what do I do here? Do I just let him walk by? Do I hope that he doesn't see me?
Instead, he's like, it's like, act like it's a bear. And he jumps up, he starts screaming. And, like, tackles him. At least that's kind of how I pictured it. It was like, he's like tackling him.
Yeah, he tackles him, and then he like gets up and runs some more. So he runs more, they advance on him. Just like Benny the Jet Rodriguez and Hercules at the end of The Sandlot. And he runs onto the beach, and he runs into a man. A man?
A man.
It is a man in uniform, Rachel, a naval
officer. And it's not a mirage.
So, like, can you imagine what's going through the head of this guy?
That there's like this massive fire that he sees like raging.
This massive fire, and then this, I assume, malnourished child with ash all over
screaming,
his body.
going like wild eyes coming out of the forest, and you're just like,
yeah,
you good?
Oh, you're all right then.
You're all right then.
I'm all right.
Like that's. I mean, I guess you don't know how to feel because you're just like, that's a child. That's the plane that was supposed to be carrying the children, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, if you've put two and two together at all, potentially.
And he was like, he had his hand hovering over his gun.
Yes. Wouldn't you, though?
Of course
Wouldn't
I would.
You?
Because you don't know what's on that island. You're checking out an island that you see smoke from. You don't know what's on that island. You don't know who's on that island. It could be a trap. It could be a trap. You're in the middle of a war. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I love that. I love that he's like, hello. Hello. It's like Jerry and Uncle Leo. The least you could say is hello.
Hello?
Jerry, you ratted me out. Hello? Hello. Like, that's how it felt.
It did.
he's asking Ralph these questions. He's
Are
like,
there
are there any
adults
here? Ralph shakes his head.
Are you having fun in games? And Ralph probably
A bunch
looks like
of the
he just wants to
savages
cry.
Yeah, a bunch of the savages come out onto the beach with their spears.
And
He's like,
painted and... The
yeah,
hell am I looking at?
The officer's like, what the fuck? So he's like, you're having a war or something? Any dead bodies? He says it all cheekily.
He's like, we saw the smoke, are having a war. And that's when Ralph is like traumatized. Goes, only 2. They're gone now.
Yeah, their bodies are
like,
gone now.
And this is like and the guy looks at him like, oh shit, wait a minute.
Yeah, like, oh, I've stumbled on something terrible.
Yep.
More of the savages come out onto the beach, and they all stop in silence and stare at the adult, because, of course, the second that someone with more authority / more
Power.
like a symbol of society, more power comes, they shrivel up like the little bitches that they are.
Yes.
Because they have no actual power. They're little piggies. They're little piggy boys. And he's like, how many of you are there? And Ralph's like, I don't know. And I think that he like realizes like, man, we've fucked this up since the beginning.
And the man's just like, well, who's the boss? And Ralph loudly, I am.
Yes.
Jack, he's taking responsibility.
He takes responsibility. And I love that the narrator like digs in on Jack too, because he's like, he looks back at this like boy with like white and red face paint on that was Jack Merridew, who just stands there.
Let me read it. A little boy who wore the remains of an extraordinary black cap on his red hair, and who carried the remains of a pair of spectacles at his waist, started forward, then changed his mind, and stood still.
Yes. Jack was going to be like, I'm in charge, but then he realized like, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble.
Bitch boy.
Yeah, he's a little bitch boy.
I don't like him. I don't like him. I hate him so much.
Does anyone?
Fucking scumbag.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like Jack Merridew, I don't
go get your head examined. You need help.
He's one of
he's a
modern
monster.
English language literature's biggest monsters.
Anyways.
So Ralph says, I'm in charge. He takes responsibility. I should have thought, says the officer as he visualized the search before him. I should have thought that a pack of British boys. You're all British,
aren't you?
Would have been able to put up a better show than that. He's like letting them have it he's disappointed in them.
That's the British way. That's the British way.
Of course it is.
And then poor Ralph is just like, but it was like that at first. Before we were together.
Fucking
and he starts just breaking down.
He name drops Coral Island.
I know.
He's like,
jolly good show, like the Coral Island.
I thought that you would have been good, like the Coral Island. And he's like, well, it was like that, but then, and so then he starts bawling.
Just starts bawling because he's a child.
Simon was dead, and Jack had.
And he doesn't want to think about that.
To flow. He doesn't want to think about the fact that Piggy was dead.
Yeah.
And sobs shook him. He gave himself up to them now for the first time on the island. Great, shuddering spasms of grief that seemed to wrench his whole body. His voice rose under the black smoke before the burning wreckage of the island, and infected by that emotion, the other little boys began to shake and sob too. So they have lost their innocence.
Ralph wept for the end of innocence, the darkness of man's heart, and the fall through the air of the true wise friend called Piggy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he mourns Piggy's death.
Probably
a
above
little
everything.
bit because, yeah.
I feel like above all else, that is what he mourns the most.
I couldn't get Piggy out. Yeah, I couldn't save Piggy. And the officer turns his back to them to, stiff up a lip then. I'll let them compose themselves.
Yeah, because they're freaking British.
It's the most British reaction to seeing a bunch of...
don't comfort this child that just went through, like, the worst thing imaginable. God.
I'll let you compose yourselves so that we can get you off onto the boat then.
Ugh.
And that is the end of Lord of the Flies. Rachel, I've seen... I had to Google because I was like, what do you think happens to these little shit children when they come back? And people all had speculations and stuff. Mm-hmm. People on Reddit had stuff that they had like written. And some of them were pretty good. I was like, that seems pretty accurate. Some were like, Ralph never talks about it. He joins the Navy, just like his dad. it's covered up completely by the British government and the military because they don't want people to know what happened. They just say like, oh, it was just like Coral Island,
and just move on.
Some were killed in the plane crash, of course, but the ones that did survive were perfectly fine.
Right.
And Ralph gives a completely different story. It's completely classified and covered up. It's all pish posh and embellishments and stuff. Those litlins didn't understand anything. Jack becomes a politician,
of course
he does. And he uses his time on Castle Rock to elevate his story.
A hero.
Yeah. Right. And I love that somebody did like very, very like specific like paragraphs where it was like Roger owns like a pub and he like murders people like
killer.
Dexter. Yeah, he's a serial killer. People are always like calling Ralph to like get his side of the story for whenever like Jack is featured in something, and he always like hangs up the phone, but eventually he like puts out a memoir like Rorschach or something.
What really happened?
And it feels realistic because like you know damn well that they're not going to let people know what happened on this island.
Right?
They're not.
No.
Roger and Jack and the rest of them are not going to be punished for this.
They should be.
They should be, but they're not going to. They're not going to let it out. They're not going to let it out. No. Maybe they're punished slightly by the government in behind the scenes, but it's never made public what happens. Rachel, we have come to that time of the show where I will ask you that most important of questions that we ask every subject here on Shelf Life, and that is, whatever the subject is, not this specific question, does Lord of the Flies have shelf life?
There's so much to this story. Of course, it is very specifically about, it's set in a specific time, it's set during a wartime. It's only an island of little British white boys, or just little British boys, I should say, in general. And it's very specific to that, right? But it does give a representation of society and people. It can open someone's eyes of this is what happens. You can see parallels with different things that has happened in history. I think, and I don't think I normally say this, you're the one who always does this, but I feel like it should be on the shelf and it should be in the museum. It's important. I feel like this is a very important piece. Is it a little flowery? Of course. Is it, can it be a little over the top? Of course. But I feel like it's important. I look at this and I'm just like, yeah, it's Lord of the Flies.
It belongs in a museum. Do it, Rachel. Do the Indiana Jones line.
I don't know how he says it.
Never mind.
I don't know how he says it.
God.
I know he says it belongs in a museum. I know that.
I'm sorry. I derailed your train of thought. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. I was gonna say. I mean, like, what do you think? I know you'll have a way more profound fucking answer.
No, I think that I don't have anything written out for this one, so I probably don't have as much prose as I normally would. I would say I came into this not knowing what I was going to say about it because I just hadn't read it in such a long time, as opposed to, like, not to compare it to Animal Farm, but like I had read Animal Farm as an adult before this, and I already knew that I liked Animal Farm, and it is flowery. Yeah. That's just the style of the writing,
right?
And I do think that there's chapters in this where or parts of this where I was like, okay, I got it, and that's just the style of the writing. It's trying to be very, very descriptive and picturesque, colorful. Depending on how much you enjoy prose, that will give or take on your enjoyment of it. Obviously, people have been reading this in schools forever. So people would say, oh, it's very literary and it's, so well written and stuff. And that's probably because of the prose.
Right.
Sometimes I'm fine with flowery language. And sometimes I think that it's just how classic literature is written. And it's like, okay, we fucking get it. I'm with you on the allegorical aspects of it and the resonance of it, currentness of it, relevance is there because you can make so many different allegories out of the story. Whether it's the characters themselves. I mean, we talked about it. There's a religious aspect. There's a cultural aspect. There's a imperialistic aspect. That it's just, you could just talk about children, adolescents, and needing rules and all this stuff. There's so many things that you can splice in there. Masculinity, the ego, the id, all of that crap. It all is doable, obviously. Otherwise, people wouldn't have read the fucking thing since 1954 or rated it so highly. I like it more than I probably assumed that I was going to, and a lot of that is because of the second half.
I think I liked it more than I thought I was going to. Like, I remember the story. I understand the story is very poignant, but it's like I'm like, am I gonna like it though? Am I gonna be like, yeah,
Right.
I get it. Like, I understand the story. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, I actually
yeah.
liked it more than I.
I don't know how often I would come back to it because it's a very depressing story.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no...
I'll wait
There's
another
no
20
hope
years. It's fine.
in this story. There's no fun in this story. Unlike Animal Farm, which I like the way that Orwell twists it, where you can kind of read it and have... It's so tongue-in-cheek in Animal Farm that it's like so blatant that it becomes farcical. This one is just depressing.
But it's supposed
Just straight up depressing.
Yeah.
I was with you on the museum for sure, because it's a book that has been banned in the past, and I'm sure will be banned in the future.
Yes.
So it definitely belongs in the museum. But I do think it's rich enough that it should be on your shelf. It's on the shelf. It's a book that needs to be in its physical form for when the Gestapo come to get you. That the Lord of the Flies needs to be there.
Yeah.
And I think
I'll have my whole banned book section.
That's right. So yeah, I think it does have shelf life. It's well written. The characters are fleshed out. It is over the top. It has some issues. I have issues with the pacing. I have issues with some of the characterization, but a lot of that is also because of the way that people have interpreted it over the years.
Sure.
It's not as blatant as, say,
Sure.
Animal Farm, so there's ways that people can take it, and I might just be like, that's like the whole Simon Jesus thing that people have
Right.
attributed to that. I'm like, that's not there.
Yeah.
But is that Golding's fault? That's the people that are reading it and are telling me
Yeah,
that that's what it is.
They're interpreting it, yes. And that's kind of like the whole thing with any sort of art and media is you have the author's interpretation,
The death of the author.
the viewer's interpretation. You know, what does it really mean? Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of up in the air.
And that's fine. As long as you're getting the theme and the message from the author, you can take all the little parts of it however you want. I liked it. I did not love it,
Sure.
but I think it resonates enough to be able to have a place on the shelf. So that was Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Cross it off the list. It is on the shelf.
It's in the museum.
And just for Rachel, it is also in the museum. Okay, Rachel, well, that was long. What a depressing book. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to, like, get
Lighten
something
the
a
mood
little
a little bit?
cheerier.
Yeah.
Huh?
We
Yeah,
need some
maybe like
jokes.
a cheerier book next time. Or hear me out.
Okay.
So we've read two books so far, containing a lot of like political satire, cultural satire, allegories about like how bad man is and stuff. And then this one happened to have a couple of children being killed.
Yeah.
So we could either go
Oh, which
cheerier.
theme do we like? Yeah. We could go with something. We
do
could
we
keep going on
just-
this road. This could be kind of an interesting thing to keep going.
We need
down.
at least a couple dozen more deaths of children, I think. next time.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least a couple dozen more.
And then maybe something with the government being, you know.
Yeah, maybe there's something in there with a very, very
dystopian-
on the nose political satire.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, stay tuned on that one. But until next time, I've been Kevin,
And I'm Rachel.
saying, I just was gonna do the chant, and I just
I know.
can't.
Can we? I don't know if we should.
We'll see you next time here at Shelf Life. 2 heads less. Pig heads no. See, now, if they would have killed Snowball, if they would have killed
Oh, yeah,
Napoleon,
yeah.
you wouldn't have had a fucking problem with it, would
No,
you? You
well,
would have
that's a
been
bad
like,
pig.
go, Jack.
Bad pig.
It's a bad pig. You're a bad pig.
Aren't you coming in? Oh, Tom. No, my auntie wouldn't let me. Counter my asthma. Sucks to your asthma.